Welcome to Overtime Stories. If you're new here, take a moment to subscribe and join the journey. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every bit of support truly means a lot.
Sunday's game against the Bears didn't just shake the scoreboard, it shook the entire narrative around Shedeur Sanders and the way he's been handled in Cleveland. As sources claim, what fans witnessed wasn't just a rookie outplaying expectations, it was a rookie thriving despite decisions that made no sense on paper. The tape tells a loud story. Early conservative play calling, delayed adjustments, protection schemes that left Shedeur exposed while defenses clearly keyed in. Analysts immediately noticed the pattern. This wasn't a young quarterback being eased in. This looked like a quarterback being boxed in. And yet, Shedeur still delivered. Calm under pressure. Sharp reads. Big throws when the moment demanded it. That's why the word sabotage started circulating online. Not because anyone proved intent, but because the contrast was too obvious to ignore. When a player performs at the highest level while obstacles pile up, people start asking who put those obstacles there. As sources claim, Stefanski's approach in that Bears game felt unusually rigid, especially compared to how other rookie quarterbacks were being supported around the league.
Sorry to interrupt, but hit that subscribe button real quick. It really helps the channel grow.
The fifth-round pick was playing freer, smarter, and more decisive than first-round quarterbacks on other rosters, yet his own offense felt restrained. That contradiction lit the fuse. Fans weren't just reacting emotionally. They were rewinding plays, breaking down formations, and pointing out moments where aggression could have changed momentum instantly. Instead, hesitation ruled. The result? Shedeur had to be perfect to keep the Browns competitive. And for long stretches, he was. That's what made this moment historic. As insiders noted, this became the first time a rookie quarterback statistically outperformed his entire draft class while operating under the most limitations. That's not normal, that's rare. And when rare things happen, narratives change fast. The little guy became the big guy right in front of everyone's eyes, and suddenly draft position stopped mattering. Performance did. What turned suspicion into conviction for many analysts was how consistent the questionable decisions became as the game unfolded. According to sources who reviewed the tape closely, there were multiple sequences where the Bears adjusted defensively, yet Cleveland didn't counter until damage was already done. That delay forced Shedeur into high-difficulty situations repeatedly. Third and longs, collapsing pockets, limited route combinations. And still, he made plays. Analysts across sports media highlighted the imbalance. When a quarterback keeps bailing out the offense, the coaching staff usually expands the playbook. That didn't happen. Instead, calls stayed tight, safe, predictable. That's where accusations of sabotage gained traction. Not because Stefanski made one bad call, but because he made the same kind of call over and over while the quarterback proved he could handle more. As sources claim, this wasn't about protecting a rookie. It was about controlling the narrative. If Shedeur failed, blame lands on inexperience. If he succeeded too much, questions land on coaching. That's the uncomfortable truth insiders are pointing to. The Bears game exposed that tension. Shedeur's stats stacked up. His decision-making stood out. His command of the huddle looked veteran-level. Meanwhile, the offense around him felt like it was stuck in first gear. That disconnect is what fans reacted to. The internet doesn't miss patterns, especially when they repeat under bright lights. By halftime, social media was buzzing. By the fourth quarter, analysts were openly questioning the game plan. The fifth-round pick wasn't supposed to look this good. That's the unspoken issue. When expectations get shattered, systems get exposed. And Sunday shattered expectations across the league. Scouts who believed in Shedeur felt vindicated. Coach Prime's training looked validated. Fans who defended him before the draft finally had proof. Not hope, proof. The truth moved from uncertain to undeniable in real time. The most dangerous part of this moment for Cleveland is that it's now backed by numbers, not just emotion. As sources claim, Shedeur finished the game with efficiency metrics that topped every rookie quarterback from his draft class, including multiple first-round picks. That fact alone changed the conversation. This wasn't a flash play or a lucky stretch. This was sustained excellence under pressure, Analysts called it one of the most impressive rookie performances of the season given the circumstances. That's why Stefanski's decisions are now under a microscope. When a player performs at that level, coaching becomes the variable. The Bears game didn't just elevate Shedeur, it exposed friction between talent and trust. Insiders say this is where things shift internally. Front offices don't ignore games like that. Neither do locker rooms. Players respect production above everything. Shedeur earned that respect Sunday. The crowd felt it. The sideline felt it. The league felt it. And once that happens, resistance becomes pointless. You can't downplay what the tape proves. The idea that Shedeur was being limited on purpose gained steam because every limitation failed to stop him. He broke records anyway. He made history anyway. He outplayed expectations anyway. That's the worst-case scenario for anyone trying to control the pace of a breakout. Because now, the truth is out. Not whispered. Shown. Cleveland's situation has officially shifted from evaluation to accountability. Stefanski's choices in that Bears game will be replayed all season, not because they failed, but because they didn't match the moment. When greatness shows up early, hesitation looks like sabotage in hindsight. Whether that was the intent or not no longer matters. The results have spoken. Draft position didn't define Shedeur. Opportunity tried to limit him. And he broke through anyway. By the time the final whistle blew, insiders say the damage to Cleveland's internal narrative was already done, and it had nothing to do with the final score. According to sources around the league, that Bears game instantly became a reference point in front office discussions, not just for what Shedeur Sanders did, but for how he was forced to do it. Coaches across the NFL understand one rule. When a quarterback elevates the offense despite conservative or restrictive decisions, the film starts indicting the system instead of the player. That's exactly what happened. Every completion under pressure, every third down conversion, every calm read against disguised coverages made the surrounding play calling look smaller. Analysts replayed sequences where tempo could have been increased, protections adjusted, or aggression rewarded. Instead, the offense stayed cautious while Shedeur stayed fearless. That contrast hit hard. Insiders claim locker room dynamics shifted immediately. Veteran players rally around quarterbacks who stand tall in chaos. Respect doesn't come from draft status, it comes from production. Shedeur earned it the hard way. That support matters because it limits how much a coaching staff can continue to suppress momentum without blowback. Stefanski's post-game tone didn't help. Praise came measured. Critique came fast. That imbalance was noticed. When a rookie delivers a historic performance and the response feels muted, people assume tension exists. The internet didn't invent that assumption. It reacted to it. Former players on TV called it out carefully but clearly, saying the quarterback did everything he could, and more. That phrase carries weight. It implies external limitations. According to insiders, Cleveland leadership is now forced to confront a reality they hoped to manage quietly. Shedeur's breakout arrived ahead of schedule. You can't slow down what's already winning. The Bears game turned evaluation into urgency. Every future decision now gets judged against what could have been done that Sunday. That's how moments become inflection points, not because of scandal, but because of clarity. And clarity arrived loud. What makes this moment unforgettable is that it flipped the entire draft narrative on its head in front of a national audience. According to sources tracking rookie quarterback performances, Shedeur didn't just look competent, he looked elite compared to players drafted far ahead of him. That reality shook assumptions across the league. The fifth-round pick didn't survive. He dominated. And he did it without full support. That's the part that will follow Stefanski all season. Coaches get judged by how they maximize talent, not how they contain it. Shedeur forced the issue. His performance against the Bears moved him from interesting story to organizational priority. Once that happens, resistance becomes career-threatening. Insiders say Cleveland now stands at a crossroads. Either the offense evolves to match the quarterback's ceiling, or the tension becomes impossible to hide. Fans already made their choice. Scouts who believed in Shedeur feel validated. Coach Prime's training philosophy got proven on the biggest stage. Draft position officially lost its meaning. The kid was special, exactly like people said. And now the truth is out in the open. You can't unsee a performance like that. You can't explain it away. The tape doesn't lie. History favors players who break through early because they force systems to adapt. Shedeur did that in one afternoon. If Cleveland embraces it, this story becomes a triumph. If they resist it, this game becomes the moment everyone points to and asks why it took so long. Either way, the verdict is already written on the field. Talent all what insiders are saying now is that the Bears game didn't just expose a single week of questionable decisions. It reset the power balance inside the Browns organization going forward. According to sources familiar with how teams react after breakout performances, moments like this force alignment whether leadership wants it or not. When a quarterback proves he can elevate everyone around him under stress, the room shifts. Meetings change tone. Game planning priorities change. The margin for conservative restraint disappears. Shedeur Sanders crossed that line on Sunday. From that point on, every limitation looks intentional, even if it wasn't designed that way. That's the risk of hesitation in a results-driven league. Insiders claim the Browns now face an unavoidable reality. Build the offense to amplify what showed up on tape, or risk fracturing trust with the locker room and the fan base at the same time. The Bears game will be referenced all year because it delivered proof under the harshest conditions. Tight windows, heavy pressure, limited help. And still, efficiency stayed high. That's the kind of performance that accelerates careers and compresses patience elsewhere. Coaches can't ask a quarterback to wait his turn after that. Analysts across the league have already adjusted their evaluations, noting how quickly Shedeur processed coverages and how rarely he put the ball in harm's way despite chaos. Those traits don't need babysitting. They need support. According to insiders, the next few weeks will tell the real story. Expanded protections, quicker tempo, play designs that lean into his strengths instead of testing his limits. Those changes signal trust. Without them, the sabotage narrative only grows louder, not because of emotion, but because of contrast. The contrast between what Shedeur proved he can do and what he's being asked to do. In the NFL, contrast creates pressure faster than headlines. Pressure forces decisions, and decisions define legacies. Sunday didn't just crown a rookie performance. It set a standard. From here on out, every snap will be measured against that standard. Cleveland can either ride it forward or fight it until it breaks something internally. Insiders believe the league already knows the answer. When talent announces itself this clearly, the smartest move is to get out of the way. Anything else looks like resistance. And resistance in a league this fast never wins for long. Ways wins. Truth always surfaces, and Sunday proved that no amount of hesitation can stop a player who is built for the moment. Like the video. Subscribe for more deep dives and stay locked in as this story continues to shake the league.